Our coverage of the immigration raids and protests continues. The Trump administration sent in the National Guard late last week. Now we're expecting to see 700 Marines join them. NBC4's Hetty Chang joins us now outside of the Naval Weapons Station in Seal Beach with details of their mission. Hetty.
Well, Carolyn, they're part of a task force called Task Force 51. Just beyond the main gate here of the Naval Weapons Station along Seal Beach Boulevard is a field. On that field, we saw the Marines training for stuff they don't usually do. That description coming from the general in charge of the task force.
We're getting our first look inside a two-day training at two different military bases. National Guardsmen at the Los Alamitos Joint Forces Training Base and the Marines in Seal Beach, preparing to handle civil disobedience and crowds and training to protect federal agencies and buildings.
They are trained to use their weapons, to actually have their weapons, to do their personal protection. They're doing that. But this is crowd control. This is stuff that we do not do usually.
Major General Scott Sherman is in charge of the 4,000 National Guardsmen, mostly from California, and the 700 Marines from 29 Palms that make up Task Force 51, tasked by the Trump administration and mobilized by the Secretary of Defense to support immigration enforcement in Los Angeles.
We are strictly here to protect federal facilities and to protect federal agencies and their personnel and allow them to do their job.
Sherman says that includes protecting federal agents as they carry out immigration raids and during demonstrations and protests. We asked what the task force can and cannot do to civilians.
So strictly for the protection of the federal personnel and the protection of the federal building, they're allowed to temporarily detain and wait for law enforcement to come and arrest them. They do not do any arrest.
We've already seen some of the 2,000 guardsmen who Sherman says are already out on the streets or ready to mobilize. He says there's another 2,000 that will be ready to hit the streets tomorrow afternoon. Sherman says the 700 Marines will be ready soon.
And we've been pressing military communication officials for a more specific timeline as to when we can start seeing these 700 Marines out in the Los Angeles area. They will only confirm that they arrived here on Monday evening and then began that two-day training. We're live in Seal Beach. Hetty Chang, NBC4 News.
All right, Hetty, thank you.